and prevent recurrence of such incidents in future. We, as members of this committee, will continue to work in unity and dignity for the furtherance of our parliamentary democracy and the good of our multi-party democracy. Thank you for granting me the audience.
Chairman, I wanted your guidance on something, because yesterday something happened under Order 64, and I wanted to find out that in determining the quorum for the commencement of a meeting of this nature, whether it is the original members you used to get the ratio of the 1/3, or the subject committee members are incorporated for the purposes of it. If I may just get your standing orders. If you look at Order 64, you realize they talk about the quorum issue and whether you are using the original members in determining the quorum, or you are using subject members to do.
Yes. You think you are partisan clerk? You are doing.
Honourable members, can there be some order?
If the clerk thinks that she's a party clerk. Yes. There was a call for a meeting. The chief whip called for a meeting for us to engage in agreement.
And as a result, they are unaware that the proceedings have started, and tempers are equally high with Ablakwa Kwabena Mintah insisting that the proceedings must come to a halt. Proceedings must come to a halt until the precedent engagement takes place. And so what's happening is that they will continue as envisaged. So the committee members, especially the minority members of the committee, are singing. Well, so the majority leader Mahama Yariga is signaling the minority members of the committee, and the minority leader to come for engagement, and that's what the majority leader, Muhammad Ayariga, is indicating that the minority leader should exit the committee room for an engagement before proceedings could continue. And the minority members are insisting that the engagement be suspended until this pre-sitting meeting that they are demanding, takes place. And so Muhammad Ayariga, the majority leader, and then Alexander Kwabena Mintah, the minority leader, have exited the committee room as we speak, and then they are also insisting that the proceedings be halted until the pre-sitting engagement takes place. And so that is the noise you are hearing in the background is from mostly the minority members of the committee who have disrupted once again today's proceedings, demanding for a pre-sitting meeting before the vetting. The Minister Designate for Health, Kwabena Mintah Akandoh, has taken his seat, and he had actually been asked to introduce himself, and he introduced himself before the minority members walked in. Yes, the chairman of the committee has access to his microphone and is speaking. So let's go to him.
Honorable members, let's have some order. Can we have some order? Honorable members, order. Honorable members, I will suspend. Honorable members, order. Let there be order. Honorable members, sitting suspended for 10 minutes. Sitting suspended
for 10 minutes for the pre-sitting engagement to take place, as demanded by the minority, which was insisting that the proceedings be halted until the pre-sitting engagement takes place. Let's hear from the minority chief whip.
It's as simple as that.
Honorable, a brief one. So the suspension has been taken. Is that satisfactory? 10 minutes suspension.
Well, it is not to satisfy us.
Do it. You see what is happening today. We agreed that the leadership are going to have a meeting. See what is happening today. We agreed that the leadership are going to have a meeting and then come out with them. And then we, as the minority, will come out with them. And then we, as the minority, were having a meeting. He said you are going to call us when it's going to start. We were just in a meeting and then we saw. He said you are going to call us when it's going to start. We were just in a meeting and then we saw starting it without even the minority. Is that fair? So in this case we should starting it without even the minority. Is that fair? So in this case we shouldn't complain.
Just walked in. And so after the short meeting, let's hear what the leadership of the committee will have to say. But the point must be made that the 10-minute break that was taken had the leadership of the committee, together with the leadership of Parliament, step out to engage in a meeting. As we speak, that meeting is over, and the leadership of the committee and the leadership of Parliament, Alexander Kwabena Mintah, as well as Muhammad Ayariga, walked back in together with the chairman of the committee, and we are to return to hear what exactly the conclusion is, and then the way forward as far as what the meeting was agreed upon is concerned, or the decision taken after this brief engagement is concerned. But if the look on the face of Alexander Kwabena Mintah is anything to go by, then you can say that maybe there is some level of understanding, and then there's a green light for the process to continue. Let's go back to the committee chair.
Honourable members, order.
Please sit down.
Honourable members, order. This city. Article 102 also comes to play. Honourable members, I always maintain that when a procedure is set down for a right to be exercised, it is that procedure that you follow in exercising the right. When we talk about quorum, we are talking about a number of members of parliament. Any law that permits ministers to attend upon parliament does not give right to the minister to be counted as part of the quorum. If our standing order permits subject matter committee members to take part in the proceedings, doesn't mean that they are committee members and as such should be part of the quorum. So, honourable members, it accords with common sense and reason that when we are talking about quorum, we are talking about members of the committee. Thank you very much.
So, Chairman, I have withdrawn that information, and thanks for the information. I have withdrawn the quorum issue. Thank you.
Honourable members, it is a guided culture of parliament that before you on your microphone to speak, you need to catch the eye of the speaker, and in this case, the eye of the chairman. I don't expect us to just on a microphone and begin to talk without catching the eye of the chairman. I think this particular practice must stop. Can we make progress, honourable members? Let there be some order. I will then give the floor to the...
The understanding we had in the morning was to have a discussion prior to this engagement. We were taken by surprise that the clerk, without notice to us, was administering the oath. That notwithstanding, I think we've had a discussion to proceed with this vetting and so thereafter resolve all outstanding matters. So, honorable members, we shall proceed to, we believe that Chair, in good faith, as he's always been known for, will do just that so that we resolve all outstanding matters without any further rancor. We want to assure the Ghanaian people that our side does not seek to obstruct government business. Our side is committed to fully cooperating with government to form its cabinet and to get all appointments through. We have gone outside the normal time. This is the first time that nominees have been fast-tracked since 1992. As a leader of my side, I've taken full responsibility because I believe that governance is a continuum and we should not frustrate it. We will do just that. But I would also plead with my colleagues on the other side that just as Mr. Speaker told us yesterday in the chamber, if we would want to follow our followers, there will be no peace in Parliament. We have the mandate of the people and we must ensure that we are collectively measured to everything that we do in here. I will humbly urge all hardliners to step down their hardline stance so that they help the chair and my good self to manage the affairs of this committee in all transparency. Chairman, thank you for the treasure space, and I assure you one more time of my fullest cooperation together with my colleagues. Thank you.
Honorable members, will proceed with the vetting.
We have only one question. Only one question. Only one question. Only one question.
Order. Order. In view of the fact that I'm here to take the list of the subject matter committee members, I will want to start from my right by giving the floor to Honorable Haji Alade.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for the opportunity. As for the congratulations, I will always make sure I congratulate my people. And when I say bye-bye, bye-bye for the best. Mr. Chairman, congratulations, Honorable Akandoh. I have been in the chamber with you for not less than 12 years. And I have watched and observed your activities. I know how hard you have worked, and I know how far you have gone. I'm not surprised, as the ranking member for health, that you have been nominated. There's nothing better than working and being rewarded. You deserve it. Honorable Akandoh, I want to ask this question. We have a backlog of about 20,000 allied health workers sitting unemployed, and about 60,000 nurses waiting. What will you do to ensure that these people are employed and that those who are already at work and had issues of remittances on COVID-19, which you had counted so much about its funds, what will you do to remit them so that they will give out their best as and when they are being asked to come and work? Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have only one question, and that is it. Congratulations, and I wish you the best.
Honorable Akandoh, let me start by telling you that when a question is asked, just go straight to answer the question, and just that question. I will call upon Dr. Ayu Afriye, a subject matter committee member.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, respectfully, with your permission, Honorable Mintah Akandoh, I would be referring to him as Kwabena, if you would permit. Thank you. Kwabena, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
We, just like my leader has directed, we are showing good faith, and we in the minority will continue to show good faith. And as an obedient person to my caucus, you would get to understand when the leader is speaking. Having worked with you in the health sector, you would bear with me that health insurance or healthcare financing is a very topical issue. As we sit now, would you assure us, given that you are made a minister, and if you are aware also that the NHIA has a positive balance of about 700 million cash, investments of about 300 billion, close to about 1 billion, sitting in now under the visionary government of Nana Addo Dankwa Showboys regime. So, with that cash sitting there, do we have assurance that, given you as a minister, by the end of another cycle, there would always be positive balance and no delays in payments to providers?
Thank you very much. Before answering the question, Honorable Member, who is Nana Addo Dankwa Showboy?
The former
So
president.
I kindly direct you to withdraw accordingly.
I withdraw the show by the former president, Nana Addo Dankwa Kwabena.
Very well. Showboy withdrawn. May you proceed to...
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, just like my chairman has rightly indicated, all figures pertaining to the National Health Insurance Formula are usually available to the committee or to the House when we are going to approve the next formula. So, for example, these figures may be available to us at the committee level or to Parliament when we are going to approve the 2025 National Health Insurance Formula. But, Mr. Chairman, per my briefing, we have an arrears of not less than 237 million Ghana cedis. But when I get to the ministry, I will inquire further whether or not there is positive balance. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any further question?
Yes, a follow-up on that. The NHIA's mandate in Act 852 allows it to provide health insurance for, one, non-residents. It has not been operational. Limitation of access. It said the NHIA could support facilities. Support facilities has not been done. And would you also seek to bring an LI for the NHIA? According to Act 852, it has none. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, when approved by the committee, I will work with the appropriate courtesies to bring the LI. And your next question had to do with the access bit in the National Health Insurance Act. Mr. Chairman, I will study the act critically and then give it more attention. Thank you.
Second question. Mr. Chairman, there was this allegations
How
on
can this
ambulance.
be your second question? This is the third question that you are asking.
So there was this allegation about ambulance parts in October by the minority. It was under the then minority, now majority. I beg your pardon. The allegation sought to say the supplier did not honor the obligations to his contract. It was under the Ministry of Special Development. What I have here, if Mr. Chairman, with your permission, is ambulance.
Thank you very much. Proceed to give your answer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, with respect to ambulances, at the rate of $77 million in 5 years. Mr. Chairman, don't forget that we all have cars. The deterioration of any car is not as much as the last 5 years, the first 5 years or 4 years. Your machines may not be deteriorated that much. And so these are the facts available to me, and I am going to institute investigation into the matter. Thank you.
Thank you very much. There was a question emanating from Haji Aladi regarding the nurses trainees, the backlog.
Yes. Mr. Chairman, the unemployment with regard to health professionals in this country is alarming. And the issue has to do with the effect on the wage bill. And therefore, there is the need for us to think outside the box, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, what I'm going to do is probably to link up with other countries so that we in the ministry will facilitate the migration of these health professionals to other countries so that we create jobs for them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, by indication, I need to give the floor to Honorable Minority Leader.
My respected colleague, thank you for being here this morning. I know you were expecting to have your day with us last night. I'm sure because of some disagreement, we couldn't have you. That notwithstanding, you made it again this morning. Let me ask you, Kated, you're a farmer. I know you to be a commercial farmer. Not many people know you to be a farmer. Can you share with us what you have done so far in your business life?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I hold a humble view that as a country, we have absolutely no reason to import, and therefore I took the trouble upon myself to demonstrate it. And so I started with cocoa farming, then I ventured into rice. Almost every household in this country consumes rice. Mr. Chairman, I start from planting through processing to distribution of rice. I started with not less than 150 acres of rice in the western north region. At the moment, this year, Mr. Chairman, I'm doing not less than 5,000 acres of rice in the Yagaba, So, Kobori, and EZC area in the northern part of the country. And Mr. Chairman, I am determined to even go beyond that. We have not less than 3 processing machines across the country. One in Western North, another one in the Somaya area, and then we're putting up another one 15 kilometers towards to get the right quality of rice to be produced locally for the benefit of the country. Thank you.
Now, when MPP came into office 2017, I opted to stay out of government because I was doing so well in the private sector. I didn't want trouble. Kwabena, you are running, I don't want to use the word multi-million-dollar business. You are doing so well. I admire you. I respect you. You're doing so well in the private sector. I've seen my business go bad because I got into mainstream politics. How have you prepared a system to protect this your investment as you now move into limelight? And you're going to be held minister. That's your multi-million-dollar investment. You want to risk it? You ready?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, this appointment is called to duty. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Honorable Nominee, I do not have any assessment before me that your business is a multi-million-dollar business. So, accordingly, the multi-million-dollar aspect of the question is hereby expunged. You may proceed to answer the rest.
Chairman, in that chamber, those of us in the private sector, we know ourselves. So I would accept that multi-million and replace it with, he's doing so well. He's running a very successful, business. I buy equipment from him, and I do business with him, so I know, and he knows. But anyway, so health minister, how
contract? The Chairman, as and when there is a need to inquire into it, I will do so.
Thank you very much.
The drone services, you've become aware of it. what steps would you take as a health minister to improve upon it?
Mr. Chairman, I personally have raised issues on the drone on the floor of the House. And when this committee approves me, I'll further inquire about the drone services. Mr. Chairman, again, let me provide some facts to the committee on the drone matter. The Chairman, I have the Hansards here. Let me first concede and admit that to the extent that the drone services is, extending and supplying essential medications to the hard-to-reach areas in this country, we owe it as a duty to be candid with the good people of this country. When this particular issue was discussed and then investigate, as and when there is the need, we will cooperate with them because they are doing a fantastic job in this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Kwabena, the last question, and then I would do a few comments. Yes, when my chief whip is doing systems and policies, who am I? Your party has promised a children's hospital in Accra. You are aware?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
What timeline should we expect this?
Mr. Chairman, with respect, let me get to the ministry.
In terms of health policy, we know Kufuor, when you go on the streets, you say health insurance, they say Kufuor. When you hear free SHS, they say Akufo-Addo. When you hear Metroma, they say Kufuor Bus. What is that unique selling proposition you are bringing on board?
Mr. Chairman, it is our determination to make sure that Ghana becomes pharmaceutical hub. Thank you.
Honorable Nominee, there is nothing further to add. We want to assure you that we're not taking a vote on you. We, outside, would support our friends to pass you by consensus. We are done. And Chairman, take note that we spent less than 30 minutes on this nominee. I spent, no, it's important. 3 key questions, and we've discharged him. So don't complain if we spend.
Honourable members, the indication from my right side is that I should have the opportunity to conclude. Honourable members, in conclusion, I acknowledge our revered guest behind the nominee, giving him the moral support. First on my list is Mrs. Lydia Nkrumah, the spouse of the nominee. Then we have Nana Bochi Ababio, the father of the nominee. Nana Ofori Ahinkan II, Sehui Bonzanhini, and Kronti Hini of Sehui. We are so traditional council. We also have Nana Awurema II. We have Nana Kwesi Eduhini I, Chief of Genasi. We have Alhaji Hafiz Adam, Chief Director, Ministry of Health. We have Dr. Richard Salome, General Secretary, Ghana Medical Association. And we have Dr. Eric Kofi Njedu, Chief Executive Officer, Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, and Dean of the Chief Executives of Teaching Hospitals. We have Daniel Amanin Dankwa, Registrar Pharmacy Council. Then we have Nana Edu Kwesi, Chief of Survey, and Tobia. We have Michael Edu, NDC Regional Chairman, Western Region. You are all welcome. Well, Western North Region, sorry. Honorable members, I have the pleasure of asking him a question, but I do not have a question for him. He sits so close to me. I know his competencies, and I believed he would deliver. We've seen his potentials as a ranking member on Health Committee. So congratulations on your nominations. You will hear from the committee and you are accordingly discharged.
Well, and so that is the nominee and the very final engagement of the nominee, Kwabena Mintah Akandoh, Minister Designate for Health, in a hug with the wife, and spent less than 30 minutes. He took questions about the flagship promises
before our next
of the
guest,
NDC as far as the health sector is concerned.
We'll take a short break. We'll leave the committee room.
Chairman of the committee,
but we'll request
has announced that
those who are not members of the committee
take a break,
should humbly
subsequent
leave the committee room.
To that,
and the committee,
the media is to take leave of the committee
on some
in-house discussion.
And this should include the media.
And of course,
please, we promise not to be long.
If what happened before Akandoh's,
we'll call you
in
back
the middle of Akandoh's vetting is
when we are done,
then I think some ground rules are going to be established. This meeting will be for housekeeping purposes, to ensure that the complaints from the minority that they are always taken by surprise will be addressed. Again, I've realized that there are many members of the minority who are ordinarily not members of the appointments committee who have come and are standing behind the members. And so we'll take leave of you and we'll return when the committee returns.
Right, so you just witnessed the vetting of the health minister designate, Honorable Mintah Akandoh, who is also Member of Parliament for the Joabuso constituency. Until his nomination, he was a ranking member on the Health Committee. His vetting lasted just about 30 minutes, and the minority leader and ranking member on the Appointments Committee made it very clear that his vetting lasted for only 30 minutes, to say that if the next nominee is vetted for so long, the chairman and other members of the committee should not complain. And so some of the questions that came up was the backlog of nurses in the country and even doctors, the issues about what's the thing, the national health insurance. Yes, there was that also, and the fact that he was a businessman, whether it would affect his judgment and the work that he does, that also came up very strongly. The committee is now on break because, remember, before they started the vetting of Kwabena Mintah Akandoh, they had said that there were outstanding issues that they had to settle, and they had come to an agreement or a compromise that they were going to vet the first nominee for the day, after which they will take a break and solve and settle all outstanding problems. One of which I believe strongly is the Clerk of Parliament, because they claim, the minority claims, that there was an agreement for there to be a meeting, a committee meeting before the vetting starts. And then whilst they were waiting for the meeting, the Clerk of Parliament went ahead to swear the minister, the health minister designate in, take his oath, even before the minority could join in. They were very displeased about that. So this and many other issues the committee intends to solve. They are having that meeting in that same room where the vetting happens, and so they've asked persons who are not part of the appointments committee to excuse them. The committee will return very shortly and the vetting will continue. Today, we also expect the vetting of Foreign Affairs Minister designates Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, who is also Member of Parliament for the North Tongue constituency. Until his nomination as well, he was the ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee of Parliament. Many expect that his vetting will even take longer than what we saw of Sam George. As to whether or not that will happen, well, we'll see very shortly when the House reconvenes or the committee reconvenes. So Here at GHOne TV, we will return when the committee returns.